I got some 2-inch pipe in here, 1 3/4, I guess, but it's still 2-inch, called a 2-inch pipe in here. Some thick walls, about a 1/4-inch thick wall. Looked on my little metal pile back there, man. I had something a little smaller, so 1.5. I should have went 1.5 right here because I see a lot of people do it. I ain't calculated, I ain't measured. I'm gonna go look at my boy Riga right quick, and I'll probably do a video. I measured it. I see some people put the bracing, put this bar across here. Tank won't go on, I promise you. I bet every cutty part I got. I mean, you might barely clear it, but from I seen some people, they be like right on this circle here. They might be right here. The problem, what I found is, if you notch this back, and you get that pipe back a little bit, you'll clear the bolts for the gas tank. I wish I'd have went 1.5, but it gave me a little bit more room. On the cutty, I think I just did like 1 inch or 1 1/4 piping. This all I thought I had, because I just got this for this job, but I look on my little metal pile, and I had more. I didn't know. Hold on, YouTube. I like the lens a little dirty. So if you notch this back, I cut it back with my plasma cutter. Yeah, I'm fancy now, YouTube. Got me a plasma cutter. Woo-woo. I was using with the grinder to cut off with. I said, man, heck with this. Let me go get my plasma cutter. So I got me a plasma cutter. I'm fancy now, YouTube. Real fancy. So I was gonna use, see, this is the only dilemma I have. So I could have put him a pipe here for his, I could have welded a pipe there for the shock tower, but he got the UMI pipe, so I need to wait till I just got this tacked in right here. I need to wait till he, I'm going to get my little apprentice, he got one. Put it on just to make sure when I do my piping, this, I'm going to use this 1-inch piping. It's some thick wall stuff though. I think it's 1-inch piping. I'm going to use this to, go across here. I'm going to just do 2 pipes across on the angle. Call it a day. Then I gotta notch the frame. Hopefully I can get it all notched out and cut before the weekend over with, because I've been calculating up hours, and look like I'm gonna be in the neutral zone. I won't be in the red, but look like I'm gonna be in the neutral zone. So hey, I try to calculate hours. Sometimes people ask me about stuff, kind of calculate off the head, really out, sit down. I mean, I pretty much know how long it takes to do this type of stuff, but a little off on this, but me and him gonna make it right though. I ain't worried about that. A lot of this yapping. Another thing I always do, I did on the cutty frame, I always put a brace, not a bracing, like a plate, and I weld my pipe into the plate. Then I weld around on the plate. That way you give it a little bit more support than just that piping. I always like to do a plate first, like right there. Focus, zoom in. See right there, it's just tacked in. It's not, I gotta knock it down. I'm gonna cut the weld loose, the tack off, spray with some rust primer, weld through primer. And so I always do a brace, I always do a plate. This plate, like 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, 4 ways or something like that, 2 inches, something like that. I always do that. YouTube. This is what we got right here. Hold on, YouTube. All right, YouTube. We got the work with me. I'm about to say transmission loop, dry shaft loop. If you go back, I'm gonna put a video in the description if you're just not new to the channel. If you go back to the stock frame versus brace frame, I did like 3 or 4 different videos showing. One video with just the sides boxed in, another video with this bracing, showing the step up levels to each frame. And boy, when I tell you, this make a hell of a lot of difference. I don't know how many people watch that video, but I see a lot of people starting to put that in, man. What you call it, sell this brace too, Trick Performance, but I found Summit, I forgot what brand it is. I don't know, competition, something, I can't remember. I'll throw a picture up for the part number. What I do is, I measure the overall bar, find the center, mark the center, and then I cut it off. It's a little complicated to make these cuts, because you gotta get on the angle. I might cut 2 times before I get it right, so don't pay no attention to me. I can't really explain to you on this how to just measure it. I don't know, you can get your point, maybe like measure 1 inch or whatever, how thick this pipe is, 1 inch to 1 inch. Then you measure across, say this 42, and then you come here, it might be from all the way across, might be 41 1/4. You can kind of go like that, but give yourself a little, the angle got to be right, man. I'm telling you, it took me about 2-3 times, man, if I got that right. And then I take my measurement, find the center, just like I got the center right there. I take me a little string line, I pull it through, and just to make sure I got the bar center. So the bar is center. I measured so much, I got confused with myself. I'm not sure, see this bar on the tacked end. I'm not sure if I wanna put it upside right or upside down. Flipped up, look like you get a little bit more with the mufflers. On Project Riga, I measured, and when we dropped the body down, man, I was kind of pissed, but I laughed at the same time. I maybe was like a 1/2 inch off. So when you drop the body down, right here with the back seat at, they got a brace that go right below the back seat. This was hitting the brace on the body, so I had to get up under there and bang it in and bang that brace in, because that brace probably was about that thick. I had to bang that brace in just a little bit so the body could drop all the way down. So I don't want to run into this problem with him, because I mean they dropping the body, so I don't want them in the middle dropping the body down. This hitting. So I think I'm gonna flip it this way. Like I say, on the way flipped up, you get a little bit more room for your mufflers, because just about where your muffler is gonna be at, like right here. Your muffler is gonna be like right here. So mufflers are made a little smaller now, not like them Flow Masters was kind of big back in the day, man. Like you go with Black Widow make Race Venom. All the Black Widow pipes kind of small, maybe about less than a foot. Now they have another one that is very long, but that's supposed to be the quietest. But I mean, you got a big motor, man, big cam. You want the pipes talking, so you ain't gonna put no quiet mufflers. So you're gonna put the sharp ones back there for that deeper growl. So if he go with some Black Widows or something small like that, he should be all right. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that, but I'm gonna go measure my buddy Regal again. I'm gonna check this part too, and I'm gonna see what I want to do. I need to make sure my drive shaft gonna be good as well. So that's that on that yapping. Boxed in, here goes some plate left. That's the plate that I use. I think it's 3/16 plate. On Project Riga, I think on the Cuddy I had some plates, some steel a little thin. I think I might have used 1/4 inch. No, I'm fibbing. I used like 1/8 of an inch, 2/16 thick. It's thicker than what I used on the Cuddy. I think I used the same stuff on the Project T-Type. Yeah, I did. So this is what I use. So I got right here. Boxed it in. Boxed in here as well. I gotta cut this out. I think I'll do a helpful video on that for y'all later, separate video. Boxed it in. I see some people heat the metal up and bend the metal around. I don't think this gonna make it that much more of a difference boxed in. So I wouldn't worry with my nerves trying to heat the metal up to bend it to get it to curve around. I mean, if you really wanted to, well, it looked like the bushing all the way, the old mark from the bushing. I'm about to say you probably could have put a straight line and cut it all straight and put a straight plate there. But looking at the mark from the bushing over it. But technically, if you cut it straight off, where my square at? Cut it straight off. Cut it straight off like that. If you cut it straight off, put your mark. I don't know where the mark is at, but if you cut it straight off, I think you'll still be okay, because the only thing the rubber gonna do, the bushing gonna sit over the plate that you put straight across. As long as you don't cut into that circle. It's close, but I think it'll be okay though. You can see that a little bit. I think it'll be fine, personally. Cut it straight off. I think it'll be fine. But anyway, I'm not suggesting you do that on your own terms, on your own fake, own shot in the dark. Video getting a little long here. Trying to wrap it up. Box it in here. Wells ain't the best, but they getting a lot better. I was gonna go get my tank filled up, but I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $60 right now to get the tank filled up. So, flex core, I know with I think that was Big Chop telling me a long time ago. With the gas, Wells a lot better with the gas, man. Woo, a lot better. But I get good penetration. As long as you get good penetration when you're welding, make sure you can see the two melters melting. You good. You got good penetration. Or you can take your two sample pieces, smash them together. Two sample pieces, smash them together, weld it, and flip it on the back side. If you don't see it kind of burnt, not burnt, but I don't know to describe it. The metal turned a different color, kind of like a grayish. If you don't see that, kind of like a burnt looking, grayish looking color, you need to get good penetration and you didn't melt the two steels together. I'm not gonna worry about doing nothing there. It's just a little 400 horsepower build, but the frame be good to go if you do decide to turn it up. What else you do? Like I say, just measure from here to there, cut your steel, weld it in, nothing major. Some people go all the way to the tip. I think I went to the tip on the cutty, but I sit back on it just a little bit to give it a little more room for the fuel lines, and this side the brake line. Give it a little more room for the brake lines for the bolt here, or even if you wanted to sit it there, it don't matter. So I don't go all the way to the tip on mine. What else? Hold on, YouTube. Here we go, YouTube. Here go the part number for the dry shaft loop right there. Rolling. What up, YouTube? Boy, I'm just getting it up, faded back in on a continuous update on unboxing of G-body frame, man. We discussed that. I recorded this a couple days ago. I didn't upload it because I wanted to brief touch on the lower control arms. Okay. There's two ways you could do these lower control arms. I'll post a link. Not Trick Performance, dog. I found them a couple years ago. Trick Performance do make a set. It's I don't know how to describe it. Let me show you how to describe it. It's a little bracing that's, I think it comes around right here and it wraps around. It pretty much wraps around the lower control arm, and it tightens this up from flexing. On the cutty, I didn't buy that. That was like 60, 70 bucks. I had came across with a plate and brought a plate across. I pretty much boxed this whole thing in. A plate straight across, a plate down. Then I came with a plate. And I also, for overkill, just in case if I don't know. I welded the top plate to this and the side plate to this, so I just wanted to make sure. So I ended up buying the UMI. If you don't want to do none of that welding, UMI sells I'll post a picture and I'll post a part number. Hit me up if you need that part. I'll get you a cheaper price on it. It's called a lower and upper control arm bracing a bracket or something. It's like a dog leg. It bolts to the lower control arm and it curves up and it comes and it bolts to the upper control arm. So it ties them two together. On big horsepower, you don't really have to have big horsepower. You can have a few horsepower and you out there swinging it. You know, you got good positive back there catching, some good tires, some good rubber polyester tires catching. The control arm can flex and you can rip this whole thing off. I mean, you can just be out hanging out doing a bunch of donuts and you can rip that off. But you and my sell a bracing, a gbody and bracing for it to tying the lower control arm and upper control arm rear. Hold on, YouTube. Okay. Another thing you could do if you want to weld, I cut out a template out the size of this plate right here. I cut me a template out, drill me 2 holes so I can I don't know what you call it, plug holes so I can weld to this. I welded on the side, then I came welded up on the front of here. Then I did me like 2 or 3 holes where I can plug weld onto this bracket. Then I did a brace from here to over there. I did a brace. I might go show you on the cutting frame right quick. I think Trick Performance seller that kit, this welding kit as well. But I mean, if you got a plasma cutter, or you nifty with the grinder, you could do like 1/8 of an inch steel, some square tubing. I think I did like some 1/2 inch, an inch square tubing straight across. You could do that, save you a few bucks, cause that UMI bracket is about $120, I think. So that's good to do. I mean, I recommend the welding kits for the guys that doing their own stuff in their own garages or shop or etc. And they got a few little tools to work with to be able to cut this stuff out like that. I recommend that to those guys. Guys with no tools, I recommend the UMI kit, man. Had to wait. I held up a couple days. I had to wait till I get this. This is called a UMI shock tower bracing. This ties the two together. Apparently, this two be flexing. This section be flexing under stress, under power, whatever. It could be auto crossing or whatever. And these ties the two together and it tightens up. On the cutty, I saved a few bucks. I welded mine in. I did a pipe from here to there. Then I did this pipe here, and I think I came with some piping to that pipe. Same concept. Then I ended up came back and put this one in. And I did a little sharp pipe, I think, from here to there. So I had to make sure. I had the pipe sitting here, and I was like freestyling it. And I was like, let me see. That clear. I was freestyling like, that looked like I was just eyeballing it. Finally got the shock tower bracing, shock tower bar, and it was hitting on both sides, just a little bit. So I knocked the weld, cut the weld loose, and dropped it down just to smudge it. So that's what we got, YouTube. Gotta weld this up. I need to go double, triple check. I'm already welded this in, so I'm pretty much locked in, but I need to go quadruple check. I did the measurements. What tape measure? I did the measurements from my buddy on my buddy rigger. From here straight out, and it came out to like 25 inches till it hit his gas can, his gas tank So this pipe, I think we gonna clear barely. It's a little fatter than when I used on the cutty. This is like 1 inch and 3/4. This is like 1 inch and 5/8. You could just say 2-inch piping. It's like 3/16 thick wall. I like the smaller pipe, the way you can jump it back, like 1 inch pipe, like this size pipe right here. That's what I use on the cutty. I use a 2-inch here, but when I came right here, I used a smaller pipe. That way you could jump it back. See how I cut that back, and I jumped it back. So what I probably do is take me some metal or something, I don't know, and put that there, cut it out, and weld something across here and right here. Just, I think it's fine. Then you got the shock tower bracing. I'm just probably do it for GP. I see how I feel. I might do it, might not worry about doing it. What else? What else, YouTube? I know it's gonna turn into a long video. I think that's it, YouTube. I got another video on how to clean up a rusted frame. I was cleaning up this pipe. This pipe was in the mud I had found behind my little lab, and it had a lot of mud and dirt on it. And I took the wire wheel to clean it off, and I just took the wire wheel just to hit that right there. Shout out wire wheel, clean that thing so pretty. But we're gonna do another video on that, man. Just how to prep a rusted frame using Town Code products, Town Code Chastity Black. We'll talk about that in another video in a few days from now, so I don't want to confuse everybody in this video. We're strictly talking about boxing and bracing the frame. If you're not sure what's the gain on boxing the G-body frame, I'll post a link in the description to the original box frame versus brace frame. This is just pretty much a how-to, me walking through, showing what I did, telling how to do it. I'll post the trick chassis links. You know, if some of you guys want to get the weld-in kit, I'll post a picture of the UMI kit as well. I'll post a picture of this UMI shock tower bracing as well. And that's it, YouTube. Got that welded up nice and pretty. Focus. Got that welded up nice and pretty. That was the last piece that I need to weld up on the frame. Right here on this transmission loop, dry shaft loop. Focus on this dry shaft loop. I need to go measure my buddy car one more time. I'm undecided if I want to leave this bracing flip down or flip it up. I'm undecided. On Project Riga, I did some measurements of my other buddy car, Project T-Type. So we Project T-Type now. Project T-Type, I measured on my other buddy, Photo Riga, and I was off on the measurements probably about a 1/2 inch. So when we dropped the body down, I had to take the hammer and beat that bracing. You got a bracing that goes right up under the back seat. I had to beat that bracing. So I had to beat that bracing, and I was off just about a 1/2 inch. And also, I think another thing too, I think I kind of had that, I didn't quite have that bar straight up. It was kind of leaned back, I think. So that was another reason, but I was off about a 1/2 inch. So I won't be there when they drop the body on the frame, so I want to make sure this one is on the money. So a lot of people go flip it down. I know the homie LS1, Antoine, a few other guys flips it down. I like it up. You get more room with the pipes. So I want to go up. If I stay down, I'm really up high, but I'm gonna drop it down. Sorry, YouTube, I'm gonna drop it down. I want to make sure it's right, because like I said, I won't be there when they drop the body back down. I ain't trying to work nobody extra, so we'll see, man. I'm finna go measure that on his car. Get my little. Matter of fact, that bracing, that bar, it sits right here on this bushing. That bracing under the back seat sits right here on this bushing. It's about 2-3 inches wide, and it curves and it goes right. So I'm gonna miss the bar. I'm gonna miss the bracing. So I would see. I'm about decided. I'll just follow up on that later on another video, just to show y'all which way I did. But another way you could do it too, if you weld this in before you pull your body off, you know, tack weld it. If you have this facing up, and if you have this facing up, and you tack weld it in first before you take the body off, you can make sure you have it on the money of, you know, like I'm doing, going to look at another buddy G-body and taking the measurements and visualizing and taking photographs in my head. You can do that too, but we'll fade back YouTube. I think that'll be it on the G-body box frame video. Stay tuned. Over and out.